Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 29-year veteran writer, illustrator, and editor of comic, science fiction, fantasy, horror novels, and role-playing games. And this is Wednesday, October 6th, 2021, and we're doing Booktober reviews, daily books and comics, graphic novels. Our good friend Pop Culture Avengers in the house says, good morning, Raven. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're having a good week. I know it's been kind of a weird one since we had that weird Facebook outage earlier in the week, and that kind of threw everything off for everybody. But hopefully that's I'm not going to have a repeat performance of that anytime soon. Today's book is called Hidden by Kelley Armstrong. And I'm going to be showing images of artwork that are in the book now and again. Now, that's okay. I mean, they're there. They're on the record, so you can always, go back and check them again later. Don't have to always watch them live. I appreciate it when you do catch them live, but, if you're busy, you're busy. That's the way it is. So let's see here what we got. Okay. Here we go. Hidden hardcover edition. This is one version. This is the Elena cover. There's another edition as well. It's $28 from publisher Subterranean Press. This is one of those boutique publishers, so to speak. It does very short runs. The writer is Kelley Armstrong. The artist is Angilram or Angilram. I'm not exactly sure how they pronounce it. The genre is a supernatural mystery thriller. It was originally released in 2011. And what's about? Hiking through the snow, holiday baking, and playing board games by the fire. What's not to love about an old-fashioned family Christmas? But werewolves and Elena Michaels and Clayton Danvers want to give their 4-year-old twins, Kate and Logan, something their parents never had. A nice, normal holiday. No pack responsibilities, no homicidal half-demons or power-hungry sorcerers to deal with. Just the four of them alone at a chalet outside Ontario's Algonquin Park. Then a strange werewolf shows up at their door. All the while, the town is buzzing about a young man back in college found half eaten in the woods. And then there's the missing little girl. Ooh, this is serious. Now, what do I think about this book? Well, this is one of the books I got free from the local library because it just doesn't get enough people checking it out. And the library has to make room for newer products. The cover by Angilram, as you can see, very eye-catching to me. Very nice production values. I love the way the hair is depicted. There are 2 or 3 different versions of this book, apparently. This is the Elena cover, and the other cover has her male counterpart, Clayton, in human form, while she's in her wolf form. And I'll show you the cover shortly. But the wolf that's with her right there is actually Clayton in his wolf form. The book also features some nice interior illustrations by Angilram. Real name, Xaviere Daumarie, I guess is how she pronounces it. She's French. I really don't. I apologize if I slaughtered her name. You can find her art on DeviantArt at deviantart.com/Lisseth Kay for more art related to this series, and also at deviantart.com/Angilram for other artwork by her. The links are also down below in the description of the video, so you can check that out. Now, this is a reasonably well done standalone novel, and you can read it and know who and what the characters are fairly straightforwardly. But this is actually the last story that concludes the Elena Clay stories, and there's like several books that came before it. So effectively, we don't get to really see the real story behind the characters or their history. We haven't watched them grow, so it's not a good book for newcomers per se, which I was when I picked this up. It's good enough to make me want to try to track down the earlier books, but unfortunately, my library didn't have any of this earlier books, and Subterranean Press, again, as I mentioned earlier, is one of those special boutique publishers. So the Otherworld Saga, as which it's referred to, which has many different books and short stories by Armstrong, isn't the easiest to track down, which is kind of a bummer because these characters are quite interesting. Many of you will remember that I reviewed a TV series called Wolfblood earlier in the year. Well, this is very similar in tone. The difference between that show and this book is that Elena was human when this series started, while Maddie in Wolfblood was born into a werewolf family, and her werewolf side came out basically when she hit puberty. So the basic premise here is that Clay and Elena have brought their 4-year-old twins away to a cabin to celebrate Christmas as a family. But then the appearance of a mutt wolf threatens their holiday celebration. There's the other cover from Clay, featuring Clay. Of course, Elena is there in her white wolf-type, whitish blonde wolf look. Now, the couple must figure out whether or not he's linked to a suspicious death in the area, meaning the body that I mentioned earlier in the description of the book, all while juggling their time with their kids. Now, this is very interesting because it's almost like telling a Wolfblood story with either Maddie's parents as the focal characters, while Maddie would have been a child before she became a werewolf, or, it just feels like it's very much in that same world space to me. Elena is a very confident person and pack leader. She's the elected pack leader in their group. But this was not always the case, and I'm guessing the earlier books in the series chronicle her journey from being freshly bitten in the first book called Bitten, of course, through to this book. Clayton is, well, he's not as well fleshed out, in my opinion, in the story. But again, this is the last book of the series, so one can presume that a lot of what makes him interesting was explored in the earlier books as well. The kids, Kate and Logan, that immediately, oh, gee, we have another X-Men reference here. Of course we do. Kate being Kitty and Logan being Wolverine. It is what it is. The kids are engaging, though, and they provide a nice break of normalcy and comic relief from the murder mystery in the story. Now, there are some scenes and goings-on in the book that might be off-putting in this story. And there are some triggering situations. The real crime behind the missing kids doesn't have anything to do with the wolves, but with pedophiles and all that implies. Potentially. So, spoiler there for those of you who are sensitive to child abuse or child trafficking storylines, or have, anything like that, forewarning for that. And there are scenes where Elena and Claire are trying to get in, another round of sex, and they keep getting interrupted by their kids, which, this is a true situation. This happens all the time. Parents, going to get busy, and then the kid interrupts. But that might be annoying to some readers who don't think that it fits the tone of the rest of the story. So, there's little things like that might be bothersome to some of you. But let's take a look at some of the original artwork they have in here. There's little interior pieces like that. This is Elena with her kids, Kate and Logan. Very nicely done. I'm not sure. These look like they're mixed media pieces with colored pencils and stuff, but I can't really say for sure. I'm just trying to go through the different things here because there's more than just that one. I just have to find. There's another one in there. there's several ones throughout the book. Like 5 or 6 total. Okay, I just saw it. There it is. Hold on. Where obviously Kate's going out to see a wolf. I guess it kind of looks like she's going out to see her father, but as you can see, Elena and Logan are like, "That's not Daddy." in the picture, it kind of looks that way. But kind of cool. Like I said, very nice artwork. The story is well done as well. But ultimately, while I think it's a reasonably well done story, it would have been much better if I had read the entirety of the series. I do feel like the characters are just a little bit underdeveloped for me. But then, like I said, it's somewhat expected. You don't give a character's entire backstory each and every novel that you write. And there's been several before these. So that's kind of the plus and minus of this book. I did enjoy it because of the similarities to the Wolfblood TV show. It does feel like it could take place in the same world. But if I had not had that frame of reference, I probably would have been less enthused. But it's okay. I recommend it for ages 16 and up. I gave the book 3.5 stars out of 5. And again, there's a trigger warning for adult themes and situations involving the child trafficking and some of the other things going on in the story. But it is quite the entertaining book for what it is. And that is our review of today. Now, tomorrow, again at 11:30, we'll be reviewing Bill Willingham's Fables, Deluxe Edition Book 1. This is a collection of the first 10 issues of the Fables series from DC Comics, Vertigo line. And we'll be reviewing that tomorrow. Now, normally on Thursdays, since I started the new season, I'm doing my what do you get this week as well. Well, I can't do that this week because my comic shop last week didn't get their diamond order, and it's still missing 70% of the order. And they were told yesterday that the soonest they would get their books is tomorrow. Might be as late as Friday even. So I probably won't have books to do a second thing to say, let you know what I got this week. Unless I get something in the mail from crowdfunding, which I might. I do have some stuff that I'm expecting. But that'll be the situation for tomorrow. And again, that is our book for tomorrow. Fables. Whoops. For that. Pop Culture says he'll try to catch me live tomorrow. Say hi to Midnight for me. We will, of course. Diamond is in shambles, it appears. It's not just Diamond. Penguin Random House with the Marvel books. My store hasn't even gotten their books, and all over the internet, I have seen nothing but complaints about because this was the first week that the Marvel books were shipped to retailers. The books are damaged, like really bad, worse than Diamond, typical shipping damage. So nobody's happy about anybody shipping right now, and I don't know if it's just because these people are all just fools or what's going on, but it's really bad, and that's something that we're gonna have to start talking about at a more extensive length when I get a chance to get some guests on the show next week. I'm hoping to do that. But that is, again, Fables tomorrow. And then on Friday, I believe I will have... Let me check here. It'll be The Fire of Theseus by Jenny Frison and Francesco Trifogli from Humanoids Publishing. That'll be Friday at 11:30 as well. And then we'll go forward from there. But in the meantime, if you guys want to reach out to me, you can go ahead and reach me on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, at Twitter at LewisBrightRaven2. You can find my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. Remember, again, the artist that was featured today in the hidden book, you can also find on deviantart.com. Please check the description in the for the links in the description of this video. You're watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven on YouTube exclusively. If you have questions or comments that you want to reach out to me privately with, or you want to commission me for our work, Quoth the Raven, lbr72@gmail.com is your best bet. And if I don't contact you back through that, try lewisbrightraven@yahoo.com. And if you did happen to like this video, or you think others might, please hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons to continue to get content from this channel. As always, I thank you for your support. We will see you next time. Have a good one.